Alright, we're on the draw with a reasonable hand. Let's see what we're up against. I could get Force Spiked here, but I think I have to run this out anyway. Like if I wait a while, I just get sprited, so. Alright. We get Mountain. Just got Astrolabe, presumably. I see. Alright. Wish I had a Prism to play there, but. Oh, well, that makes my option very easy. I just hold up Flicker and Condescend if they play anything. Well, I'm not going to Condescend for 2 a Preordain. I can tell you that. I am going to Flicker into turn, though. I do want to draw my 4th land. They topped, huh? Astrolabe. I will counter Astrolabe if they don't play a land first. They okay, so they topped and then cycled Ash Barrens because they want to draw the second card they scryed, and they think it's not going to shuffle their library. Gotcha. No target here. If I rip a mine, I just win because I get to go. Well, I only have 1 blue mana, so I don't actually win. I do need a land though. Land? I don't mind cycling here to get more blue mana, but I also don't mind just playing the thing so I can have Condescend for 1 up. Because my opponent goes Astrolabe land, Muldrifter, and then Ephemerates it, I want to be able to Condescend it. And if they just go land, cast Muldrifter, I want to be able to Condescend it. So, either way. If I draw another land, I'm going to run out Trinket Mage, I guess. Ooh, I'm going to just jam the Prism here. If it wasn't Prism, if it was just a plain brick, I suppose I would just discard a hand size and then Teachings at the end of their turn for a Dispel, but playing a Prism and trying to draw another land is... That's aggressive. Okay. They didn't play a land last turn, right? They Brainstorm locked themselves and didn't play a land. So that's a very aggressive counterspell, right? Huh. That is the most aggressive line I have ever seen. Jesus. Whatever. Let's see if we had a mine. Oh, we did. So if I just draw mine, I go Muldrifter. I want the Astrolabe, yeah. Alright. Astrolabe, yeah. They have 1 red mana, so I think I am going to... I should have drawn the Astrolabe, that was bad. Whatever. Because I want Trinket Mage and Muldrifter in play, but I think I get short on snow mana if I play it in the order that I have played it. Oh, I just drew. Okay. Drawing a horror is really good here. Okay, I've got plenty of mana now. Rather, I have plenty of colored mana. Let's go ahead and play a Trinket Mage so that they can't just kill one of my creatures and eat my Ephemerate. Go ahead and get another Astrolabe, and then ditch the other Trinket Mage. So they don't have a second red mana. That's pretty obvious. They wouldn't just jam Archaeomancer if they had an Astrolabe or a Prism, and they would have played a land if they had one. So, I don't see a way that they can kill both my creatures. that really makes sense. I'm going to target my mage. They're going to kill it, so... yeah. I'd rather have a Moltres in play than the mage. I'm going to lead on Astrolabe in case they have Sprite. If they Sprite, I get to just jam whatever I want. Again, my opponent's not making land drops, so I'm just going to play a Tron piece and pass after swinging. And then I can Teachings into turn for something good. I actually might Teachings for Teachings and then just cast a second Teachings for a Dispel. Whew. That counterspell on Prism was so aggressive. I mean, it would have paid off if my opponent drew a land, right? But they didn't, so they are getting punished for it. Did that just blink for everybody else? Anyway. Okay, so my graveyard needs to get popped, and then we can do things that make sense. Alright. Go ahead and get Dispel. Which spell? That one right there. I have enough to flashback both Teachings, so I'm going to just attack. Given I have double Horror and a Flicker plus Ephemerate, there's nothing my opponent can really do to punish me here. Because if they just jam a bunch of things, even if I can't counter them, if they're tapped down, I get to just bounce their entire board. So. Also, there's no evidence my opponent is playing white mana. However, it is like tremendously likely. So I'm going to assume they're Jeskai. Like, yeah, maybe they're playing blue-red Flicker, but playing one white mana or one plains in your deck to play Ephemerate makes your deck substantially more powerful. So I can predict that's what they're on. I don't have a wall yet, so that's unfortunate, but I'm going to attack. Oh, I should have done this pre-combat so they can't flip red mana. That was bad. That was really bad. Boy, that was terrible. Because now if they just flip red mana, I have to just pass. Oh, they didn't? Okay. I'm going to go to my instep when they crack the Evolving Wilds and get a plane, so I'll go ahead and bounce that. With a Flicker targeting these two. Then I can... oh, they're just going to concede. Sure. Alright. So they're playing Brainstorm. They chose not to get white mana early. They never played an artifact. The fact that they never played an artifact and they conceded there makes me believe that they had a bunch of Glinthawks and or Skyfishers stuck in their hand doing nothing. They could also had stuff like, I don't know, Lightning Bolts or extra Screds or something. They could also have Seekers. I'm going to cut Condescend. I'm going to add 3 Pyroblasts. Gut Shot I'll leave until I know they're on Sprite. I'm not going to add more than 2 Blue Blasts at any point, and we'll wait on those stuffs. So, I'm definitely going to keep 1 Moment's Peace in. So here's things we can cut, here's things we could add in. Until I know what they're on, I'm not going to put in a second Moment's Peace. I may add a 3rd Dignitary. I think adding a blue blast is valuable. I'm gonna go to Flicker, just so cause I don't really know what they're doing over there. I didn't see Trinket Mages. I don't know if they're on Relics. I actually don't know if they're on Astrolabe at all. So I'm going to keep in both Horrors. I'm going to keep in 4 anti-combat cards. I'll cut the Plains. How about a second piece instead of a third dignitary? Do something like this. Yeah. Alright. That's weird. Like, my opponent chose to get the 3rd island, I believe. Yeah, because they went, they went turn 1 mountain, right? Or, no. They went turn 1 island, and then held up 2 lands, and then, yeah, they chose to get a 3rd island instead of a Plains. Well, this hand's great. It's vulnerable if I miss on snow lands and my opponent counters a Prism. It's vulnerable, but I've got 2 pieces of Tron and Prism, plus Muldrifter. This hand has outs to be absurd. But I do need to draw a snow land, or a second Prism, or my opponent not... Oh, Jesus Christ. Or my opponent not to counter this Prism. Like, if my opponent just... Oh, well, I'm going to win this game. That might be premature, but... Yeah, I'm gonna win this game. Just gonna jam this Trinket Mage. What are you gonna do, opponent? Sure. Ooh. There's a chance I should have done nothing, but I think jamming this into Red Blast is perfectly fine. If I do nothing, my opponent... What is my opponent doing? These lines are so insanely aggressive. For no reason. I have Tron. The things I do are going to be substantially more powerful than the things my opponent does on average. I'm just going to play a Muldrifter without evoking. I'm not going to burn the Ephemerate. That it seems insane to me to try to just run things out like this. Like, look what my opponent did. My opponent got back a Red Blast. Pretty good. I went and got a Snowland, played an Astrolabe, and hardcast a Muldrifter. My turn was substantially better. And every turn my opponent taps down is another turn where I have a substantially stronger position afterwards. Also, I might be able to bounce their Chancery next turn, which that would be pretty nice. Can't do that. Double Ephemerate? Okay, well. I'm gonna cast Muldrifter. They pretty much are obligated to Red Blast it. And then I'm going to hope they don't have like miscalculation like that, like my first round opponent. That is an unusual play, and I don't think there's many counters my opponent can have that are traditionally played that allows them to protect their Chancery. They may have a Ephemerate for their Archaeomancer to get back to Pyroblast, but they're still behind on resources. They clearly don't have another land. They had a Brainstorm? Why did they... Okay. Why wouldn't they just tap their bounce land, Brainstorm, cycle this Ash Barrens, get a mountain, and then hold up to... whatever. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Anyway. We're gonna beat for 2. They had a Dispel? Jesus. Okay. Maybe my opponent has some sick stuff going on over there. I don't know. None of us know, right? Did they find the land off the brainstorm? Having this colorless land is just really bad for them, right? Nihil Spellbomb's perfectly fine. Oh, Jesus. Okay. If I draw any counterspell, they're pretty much dead. Go ahead and lead with that. Oops. I need to sell on my turn. Just gonna pass. If they cycle, I get to get them. They're likely not going to cycle the Ash Baron, so it just puts them dead to Flicker. Yeah. All right. Okay. It's a weird way to do it. That's a very weird way to do it. Sure. I am beating them to death. They have another turn. I guess they can block and ephemerate, but that seems dangerous. Pretty sure I'm not supposed to Moment's Peace one mana. Or 1 damage, rather. So Wall doesn't get anything, which is kind of a bummer. I managed to not draw any counterspells in my top 21 cards, but on the plus side, what do we do if they ephemerate the Archaeomancer? I guess we lead on ephemerate. Oh, doing nothing. Okay. All right, let's draw some spells. Like, my opponent has to start doing things, right? Did they miss their land drop? Okay. Spell? Counterspell? Bam. Oh, well, this is good for me. Because now they tap. What are they doing? Oh, this is so bad for them. They have to tap both their mana. And this spell's fine. I'm gonna let that happen. I'll hit him for 1, or hit him for 2, and then force them to crack their Nihil Spellbomb. Yeah, that's fine. They don't get to draw the card off the Nihil Spellbomb after I play this wall. I also have a card to draw, and if it's a red blast, I think I'd win, but... Oh. Second horror is pretty good. That's tough. So if I horror the Spellbomb, they could just sack it, and I think they should sack it. And if I thought my opponent was worse than they are, I would be happy doing that. Instead, I'm just going to do this. Ephemerate. Huh. They really should have cracked that Spellbomb with the wall on the stack, huh? I guess I didn't know that. So I'm gonna Oh, well, I don't have another black mana. I tapped my mana horribly. I should have tapped a blue mana for this wall and floated one. Alright, if they sack Spellbomb, I guess I'm going to let this Ephemerate go. And then just Horror. I have an Ephemerate going at you. Alright, and I'll just Horror their thing. So I have a red blast in hand. I think it's better just to Horror the Archaeomancer rather than the bounce land. Yeah, I tapped my mana really bad. I should have thought about my color mana situation. I should have kept the plains in. If I had a plains instead of an island, I could use this Ephemerate. They do have Sprite. Alright, that's good to know. Sprite plus Spellbomb means I want to bring in Gut Shot and Shattering Pulse. But okay. We knew about that spread, right? Okay. Kabam. Not the card we were looking for. I will pass. Alright, teachings off the top. Should end the game. Kabam. Yeah, alright. I don't know what the composition of my opponent's hand could be that wins through this. But they are playing Skyfishers. I'll let that happen. I'll get them to waste their mana. Because I think I still have Pulse Marasa. Yeah. I have the Pulse to get back Horror, and that should lock the game up. If the fact that I'm going to get a bunch of counter spells right now didn't. So they have Archaeomancer in hand, but that's not really an issue for now. I'm going to get the second teachings just to be safe. Then we'll flash back this teachings and get a Dispel. And then we'll play this teachings and we'll get a Pulse Marasa. And we'll pass. You can't be thinking about killing this now, right? Alright. Go ahead and pulse back the Dinroba Horror. And they concede. Alright. Yeah, that turn I paid for a wall with one of my mana artifacts. That was just a punt. That was really bad. If I had paid with a actual island, I would have been able to Ephemerate in response to the either in response to the Nihil Spellbomb, or play my Horror, bounce their bounce land and their Archaeomancer, and still have Ephemerate on the stack to get back with the wall after they kill my two creatures. Anyway, long story short, we won anyway, because, I mean, we look at how many cards that are left in our library. We had to hit at some point. We can't just keep drawing lands. There's not that many lands left in the deck. So we are 4-1. Let's see if we can avoid punting anymore. And let's see who got pared down over here. I guess there's no way of knowing, huh? Wait, no, these are all wins. So Silver Slayer. Okay, Alright. 4-0. 3-1. One of these got pared down. Well, we'll figure that out later. I just want to know if the person who got pared down loses. That means there's one less undefeated early. I think from our position we want more undefeateds, but maybe that's not true. Either way, we got to win. 4 more matches, and I think we can do that.